Hey guys, it is Wednesday here in West Virginia, and today we're going to take a look at a brand new lowrider on the market. This lowrider is made by Fineworks 64, and Fineworks 64 is a company out of China. They're kind of like the other brands we featured on my channel, like Stance Hunters, and I don't know what the other one was. Oh, in the YS model, and there's a couple other ones that I've dealt with, and they were all actually very nice models. I don't know why I hesitated on this one. There were two different versions of this lowrider. I should have ordered both of them. Because after I got the car, I couldn't believe how nice it was. And I tried to order a second model, but it's no longer available. None of them are available. There's none on eBay anymore. There's none even on AliExpress. This is the car I'm talking about right here. This is a 164 64 Impala, and it matches up identical with the size of Hot Wheels and Revell. Hold on one second, and I will get a version of each. That way we can match them up to one another. So here's Revell, and then here is Hot Wheels. And as you can see, Revell and Hot Wheels are pretty much the same size. And here, let me move that back. And as you can see, the length and everything is probably about the same. The Revell's a little bit shorter, but not much. So they all blend in together perfectly. So, anyways, I'll tell you a couple of reasons why I hesitated on buying the Fineworks one. The price was very good. The price was $35, I think, or 30 or 35, plus like $5 shipping. So it wasn't bad at all. And that's kind of what worried me a little bit. I was worried if it was going to be a plastic base or if it was going to be a metal base, how well they did the chassis and such. You could tell by the pictures that it was the same design as Hot Wheels, the pivot ball kind of action, where the rear end looks perfect. The front end looks kind of hokey with the front cross member and the whole bottom of the engine and transmission falling down, but it's still tolerable if you want low riders and you want something that's durable. That's very durable compared to what we have with Revell, which is this U-shaped action on a plastic base, which is still cool, but it just isn't that durable. You have to be careful with it. So, anyways, I was kind of a little bit hesitant because of that. And as I said, I kicked myself for not doing it. Now, there is a pre-order on AliExpress for not this exact model, but they have a blue one, another black one with blue or purple flames on it. And then there's a red one that's almost like this guy here, red with a white top. And then there's a white one with a white top. And it has the gold striping, kind of like this one. Now, the counterpart to this one was black with pink stripes, and it had a skeleton on the hood or on the roof, something like that. And anyway, so this is basically just a sleeve over the package. All it is like graffiti artwork. Nothing extravagant, and there's no licensing on it. So that's what you get with these Chinese companies, but that's why you get the craftsmanship you do at the price you do. So this car, they only made 999 of them. And as you can see, limited edition number 139 of 999. I didn't know they were that limited, but most of the stuff from these companies are, like the Stance Hunters, Challengers that we've done in the past. Those were one of about 599. Some were as low as 499 and such. So, let me get some tape. And the reason I need tape is because this PVC plastic insert goes into the case and stays there. But if you put tape on the bottom of it, you can pull it right out. So it works out pretty good. Now, when I got the car, it had a roof on it. These actually can be hardtops or convertible, but because no one else makes a convertible lowrider, this is the first one on the market, so that was really cool. And this car is all metal, and let's get it out and take a look at all the intricate details of this thing. It is absolutely gorgeous. So anyways, as you can see, the paint quality is pretty good. All of this gold pinstriping stuff going on, and flipping it around, looking at the back of it, it's got red acrylic taillight lenses, and it does have separate bumpers that are gold plated. The interior is also highly detailed. You can see that they detailed the gauges and the gauge cluster. It has a gold steering wheel and a gold steering column and some gold inserts in the seats. And you have your convertible top boot back there, your sun visors. Sun visors lack a little detail, but you can easily fix that by taking some black paint and painting them. No big deal there. And it does have the trim around the windshield in black, and you have your vent window trim there. And another really cool feature are these mirrors, and they're kind of bent inward to give it a streamlined look, and also it helps prevent you from breaking them off, which I thought was a really cool feature. And then the wheels are gold, but not really gold plated. It looks more like gold painted, or they're molded in gold plastic. And the center caps on these wheels are a little big there, and they have the knockoff, but they kind of remind me of the old, like, McLean style wire spokes that we had back in the late 90s. I think they're still around. I think Roadster makes some like that too, where they do not have true knockoffs. They're not held on by a knockoff. They are held on by 5 lugs, which the knockoff is too, but that's your adapter, and then the wheel is actually held on by the spinner or knockoff. But this style wheel with the big center caps are usually held on just by 5 lugs. So the wheels they're okay. I would say, like, they're tied with Hot Wheels, but actually over all of them, I like the Revell style the best, because the Revell ones resemble reverse offset style Daytons, where you have a little bit of deepness to your wheel, which is really cool. And that's how most people ran them and still run them. And as you can see, they did the cow panel in gold, the wipers in gold, and you even have, like, your shifter, column shift, and your turn signal levers on the column, which is another really cool feature. And then on the front, you have a gold grill, and if you look close, you can see that the headlights are acrylic too. They're not just painted in there, they are acrylic. And you have your gold front bumper, and you may even have acrylic marker lights down inside the bumper. I think you do. So that is another really cool feature. Now, in the back, I forgot to show you this. The deck lid actually opens. Now, this is a feature that Revell started when they started. Well, they basically were the pioneers of the Lowrider 164 diecast. And you can see that this one, though, took it a step further. They have a stereo system back here and one pump and no batteries. So the realism of this one is a little off. They should have not worried about the system and put batteries and, like, 2 pumps back here. But that's just my opinion. It could be, you could even say air ride, but most lowrider people don't want air ride. They want hydraulics. So anyways, you can pretend whatever you want with the setup. It's still cool. Deck lid opens, and the hinges are nicely placed, one on each side. And it's not very obvious where the hinges are, like on some diecast. So it does look really good. And then I'm trying to get the hood open. There we go. And you pop the hood, and you have a fully detailed engine compartment down to a radiator hose that is painted silver and a blue dual snorkel air cleaner. The engine, I probably would have painted the air cleaner gold and such, and maybe done the valve covers in gold. Since they went this extreme with everything else, they should have detailed the engine a little better. It's detailed, but I just think in the wrong colors. And then you have these little white spots painted on your radiator, and you can see the inner fenders are done properly. Everything is very clean looking. And then you flip it over, and the whole base is painted gold. It's not gold plated, it's a gold paint. And as I mentioned before, it's the same principle as Hot Wheels with the pivot style ball. And it's a little less bulky than Hot Wheels, I think, in a way. Maybe not really. Just a little bit. I guess Hot Wheels looks flat without detail. This one has a little more detail on it and on the base. Yeah, the base is a lot more detailed than what Hot Wheels is. And anyways, as I said, it's got all the poses you ever would want. And the back comes down, the front goes down, and voila, you got it. In this crazy pose that could never exist that some people do in their pics, and I think it looks ridiculous because it's not how a lowrider works unless you got huge cylinders, and most don't have them that large in the front because you can only go so far with front end geometry even if you extend your A-frames. So basically I like going for the old school 3-wheel motion look and putting it on display like that. Now, moving along, this car comes with extra parts. And as I mentioned before, it came with the roof on it. Here's the roof. Now, the roof has some gold, I don't know, weird star on it. And then the only thing I do not like about the roof is the back window is just solid plastic too, but it looks like it may be dark tint, but it is just black molded. And when you see the cars that they have for pre-order on AliExpress, they look a little worse because the tops are white and the back window is white. So there's no saying like all the windows tinted really dark with the black one. Now here's the boot. You can take it off. As you can see, there's 2 little recessed areas where these metal ends slide into. And the only thing plastic on the car when it comes to the body and chassis is the roof. And that would be it. And as you can see, it looks like a black hardtop with the roof on it. It looks really good either way. I'm going with the convertible look because of the fact that, well, there are no other convertible lowriders. We've got plenty of hardtops, as you can see in the foreground, but not many convertibles, not any convertibles for that matter. Now they also give you an extra set of wheels and tires with extra axles, so you get 2 complete sets, and these are black. Let's see, there we go. Black wire spokes is like a huge center, and I thought they were kind of like one of those wheels like Hot Wheels had on their Porsche 956, and where you could reuse the center and make the offset of the wheel different, but it's not like that, unfortunately. It's just got some ugly large center to the wheel. And they do look like black spokes. They're kind of strange looking. I wouldn't put them on the car. I love the way it looks just like that. As I said, if anything, I would try to get something that resembles a little bit smaller diameter with a reversed offset, kind of like the Revell. As I said, Revell nailed it with their wheel and tire combo. Even though it's old and it's not as well made or detailed as like Hot Wheels, but it still looks killer. Like the white walls are part of the wheel, not part of the tire. but it just looks so good on the Revell lowriders. And then, as I said, you got the boot for it, which in my opinion is a little too shiny, and the interior is a little too shiny too, but it's still nice. It's a very nice die-cast car. And then you get the mirror displayed acrylic case, and you have it where it says Fine Work 64 limited edition 139 of 999, as I mentioned before. And there's no indication of like what the car is. That's why a lot of the sellers in China had the name wrong. Like, they spelled it like they pronounce it. And I'm not trying to be racial or anything like that, but how, like in the Christmas Story, where then instead of fa la la la, they say far ra 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 ra. Well, the guys that I bought this from in China had it spelled impara. It was Impara. So I'm not, as I said, not trying to make fun of anybody, but what I'm trying to say is when you go and search for these cars on eBay, search different spellings and such, because some of them had no Chevrolet and no Chevy, just the Impara. And then there was also ones, and this guy's out of his mind, he has them for 69 bucks each, which is, I would say, a good price for these cars. But it's high. It's higher than what they retail for. And I was thinking about getting the black one with the pink trim from him. But the shipping and handling is $200. So I said, no, I'm going to wait until I find them again or find different styles. And as I mentioned, AliExpress is taking a pre-order. One company on there is, and they are only 35 bucks a piece. And I think that includes the shipping too. I think the shipping is free. So I'm going to probably order one from them, do a pre-order. They say that they should start shipping on December 31st. So I don't know. They are very limited run. So they could be ready by then. I don't know. It's just, I didn't expect these guys to sell out so quickly, but they did. So anyways, and I don't know if, they're going to jack the price up since they've seen how much of a demand there are for them. We'll see what happens. But I had to get this out there, show you guys this car. It's absolutely gorgeous. The details are second to none. The style is second to none. It kills every lowrider on the market. But as I said, the Revell is still my favorite because it's a little less bulky and such, their style, but it is also very frail and less posable. Sometimes you can get them on a 3-wheel, but sometimes you can break them too, trying to do that. So I do like the durability of this design that Hot Wheels and Fine Works use. So guys, that's it for today. I'll be back again on Friday for our Free Friday. So enjoy the remainder of your week, and thanks for watching.